You know, every single real estate listing out there tells a story. But let's be honest, most of us, we just read the first chapter, the house itself. Well, today, we're going to read the whole book. Let's dig in and see what this one listing can tell us about a home, a community, and yeah, even a piece of hidden history.
All right, so here's our subject. This is 4248 Brookway Lane in Brooklyn, Ohio. And yeah, at first glance, it looks like a pretty typical suburban house, right? Especially with all that snow. Kind of charming. But this house, it's the key that unlocks a much, much deeper story.
And here's the big number, the first thing everyone looks at, $225,000. That price tag, it's our first and probably the most obvious clue in this whole investigation.
But that really begs a bigger question, doesn't it? I mean, when you buy a house, you're not just buying wood and nails and drywall. You're buying into a neighborhood, a community, a whole history. So what's the real story here? What's the total package?
Okay, so first things first, let's start with the most straightforward part, the house itself. We're going to take a quick virtual tour just using the photos from the listing.
So stepping inside, you can see the main living areas are pretty bright and open. They've got that wood laminate flooring, which gives it a really clean, modern feel. You can kind of see how the space just flows from one room into the next. Nice.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the vital stats. The listing says it's a 3-bedroom, 2 full-bath home. You're looking at just over 1,100 square feet. Plus, it has a partially finished basement, and this is a big one for a lot of people. It's on a quiet, dead-end street, so you get that privacy.
Now the kitchen. This is usually a big deal for buyers, and it looks like it's been updated. You've got these nice dark wood cabinets and the stainless steel appliances. That's a look that's super popular right now.
And here we have one of the upstairs bedrooms. Pretty simple, a clean slate, basically a blank canvas for whoever moves in. So there you have it, that's the house. You could say layer 1 of our little investigation is officially complete.
Okay, so that's the what. But what about the who? I mean, to really get the full picture of this house, we've got to zoom out a bit and look at the community it's actually in.
So let's dig into the data. We're going to look at the numbers for the 44144 zip code to kind of paint a portrait of the neighborhood.
All right, first key number is the median household income. In 2023, it was sitting at just under $60,000. So right away, that gives us an economic snapshot, right? We're looking at a solid, middle-income community.
Next up, what's the median age? It's 42 and a half. Now what does that tell us? Well, it suggests this is a pretty established community. You're probably looking at a mix of families, maybe some older residents, not so much a neighborhood full of, say, young professionals or college kids.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the diversity here. The census data shows the community is about 60% white, sure, but it also has a really significant Hispanic population at 21%, and the Black population is over 9%. So this is not some cookie-cutter homogeneous suburb. It's a really diverse cross-section of America.
So we've got the house, we've got the data, but believe it or not, there is another layer to this whole story. Something you would never, ever find in a real estate listing or a census report. We're talking about a piece of hidden history.
Okay, so the home is in the Brooklyn City's school district. The local high school is, wait for it, Brooklyn High School. Seems pretty standard, right? Nothing to see here.
But here's the twist. Back in 1998, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, designated this regular suburban high school an official historic rock and roll landmark.
I mean, that is a huge deal for a local high school. So the question is, why? What on earth could have happened here to get that kind of major recognition?
You ready for this? Get this. On October 20th, 1955, a young guy named Elvis Presley played his show in the school auditorium. It was his first ever performance north of the Mason-Dixon line. And get this, it's also believed to be the very first time one of his concerts was ever filmed. Wild.
And just to put that into perspective for you, look at this. Elvis wasn't even the main event. He was the opening act for the bigger stars of the time, like Bill Haley and his Comets, Pat Boone. This was way before he became the king. It's just this incredible little moment in time captured right here in this exact neighborhood.
Okay, so let's bring it all back home. We've looked at the house, we've looked at the data, and now we've uncovered this incredible history. So what's the complete story of 4248 Brookway Lane?
Well, this is the real anatomy of the listing. The property, it isn't just a 3-bed, 2-bath house. No, it's a home that's part of a diverse, middle-income community.
A community with this, frankly, unbelievable connection to rock and roll royalty. So that price tag, that $225,000, it's not just for the building. It's for a little piece of this much bigger, much richer story.
And you know, this whole process, it's not just about this one house on Brookway Lane. Every town, every single street, every home has its own layers of data and its own hidden history just waiting under the surface. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What amazing story does your neighborhood have to tell?